explain a little bit more what an index fund is. Like, I know we've touched on it, but essentially, you mentioned the S&P 500 and how it has the top 500 companies, and if the company in 500 doesn't perform well, the company in 501 gets moved up into that fund. So your investment essentially is with the best companies in the world. So in theory, it will continue to grow. So I guess the question I'm asking is, what is an index fund in the most simple terms?
I think, again, I'm not an expert on this, so do your own research, literally. But from my understanding, what I get from the book is your money is just invested in the top companies in an index. So a bunch of companies together, your money is invested in those companies. You've got stocks, you've got shares in those companies, and that's basically it. And over time, and again, we talk about dollar cost averaging. If you're consistently adding money to that fund yourself, then you're buying more shares every month or whatever your frequency is. So there's different providers. You know, he talks about Vanguard. You know, I personally invest in Vanguard, but there's a lot of different indexes. But again, it's very, that's what I mean. It's very complicated.
It's very complicated.
You know, it's very technical. But in a nutshell, you're investing your money in a group of companies. That's the kind of best way I can synthesize it. That I can kind of put it out there. So, but if you're interested, just do your own research, and that's where financial advisors, that's why they're different from fund managers, because a financial advisor would actually explain to you what an index is. They may recommend different index, because there's more than one type of index. You know, I know that what's his name, the best investor in the world now. Charlie Munger.
No, I know who you're talking about. Why can't I remember his name?
Anyway, Berkshire Hathaway, which is his own index. There's different indexes, but in the book he recommends in Vanguard. You know, especially if you live in the UK. There's lots of different types. You know, Vanguard, if you're watching, you should be sponsoring this episode. And again, this isn't financial advice. Again, I personally have used Vanguard, and you can actually call them up and, you know, ask for advice and help, or ask them to explain what the different funds are. So they're very helpful, because I called them once and, you know, was asked, oh, I've got my money here, like, I want to move it here, it's whatever. So they're actually very helpful. So maybe I'll put a link in the description box just for you to check it out. Again, this is not a sponsored video. This is not financial advice. This is just what... It's two guys talking about a book we read.
It's two guys talking about a book we read. And actually, my understanding is that over a 10-year period in investing in an index fund, there has not been a time in history where you would have lost money.
Oh, wow.
Over a 10-year period. So over shorter periods, in some cases, maybe. Some years the market does bad. So if all the top 500 companies do bad, then potentially your money might be less than what you invested. But over a 10-year period, my understanding is that there hasn't been a time in history where your investment is lower than what you would have put in. So if you're in it for the long run, the data speaks for itself in terms of index funds.
Again, patience, isn't it?
Patience, yeah.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah.